I like wealth inequality. All right, so Jackie's car is blowing hot air out the driver's side. Oh, good morning, by the way. We're just getting started. She drugged me out of... You know what? She gave me breakfast in bed. I shouldn't complain.
And I waited till 9 to wake you?
Yeah.
I could have woke you up at 8.
Still felt early. I was doing WoodyCraft stuff late. I don't know if I told you about it.
You didn't, but I heard you, and that's why you slept till 9.
All right. So anyway, when your car blows hot air... Are you looking at me?
Yes.
All right. She's looking directly at me. That could lead to cameras not pointing at me.
I'm sorry, I stopped looking at you. Really hard, you're a handsome man. Hi, Harley.
When your car blows hot air, it's actually pretty easy to fix. You're coming close, honey. 9 times out of 10, it means that this guy
So
right...
how close do you want me to come in?
Come and look at my hands here.
Okay. See, I need some direction. So some of them may have seen you do this before.
Look at... That's actually really... Hi, why is that like that? It doesn't make sense. Let's turn the car on.
Okay. There we go.
It's been a year since I've done this. Alright, so as you can see, there's not a lot of pressure in here. Her car is a slow leak. And it's pretty common. We once had it professionally fixed, and he couldn't find the leak. I can't find the leak, but for $10 a year, we can make it as good as new.
There we go. What did you do?
I turned the AC off. Just filling it. All I want to do is make sure that as much of this is in there as possible. Oh, is it going?
It is going.
All right,
I don't tell them, I just like...
We're having some amount of success here. The coolant's draining in and the little thing is at the top of the green. She wants new windshield wiper fluid and she bought it, so sprinkle it liberally around the motor.
Gives it a nice smell. You say I have a shaky hand.
Do I say that?
Well, everybody else says I do.
When you're holding the camera?
Yeah.
The new built-in Steadicam camera I got has helped you a lot. You even get compliments.
That and the fact that I'm really trying hard not to look at you, but the screen. Okay, now we're recording.
Are we?
Yeah.
It's exciting footage of me going between the 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock position. This thing's all the way in the red warning now. But I'm pretty sure if I turn the AC on, it'll go low.
Yep. Super low. 10.
Yeah, I don't know if that's... I have to look it up again. I don't know if it's supposed to be in the low when it's running and...
Sorry, I was looking at you.
I don't know if this little gauge thing is for the times it's running or the times that it's not. But
I gotta go, babe.
I'm almost positive it'll be cold for you. This is the 3rd time I've done this. We need to go?
5 more minutes tops.
Well, I think we finished everything we were going to do.
Yes, we need to get a light bulb for my headlight, and you were going to polish my headlights.
Yeah, that's on the to-do list eventually. All right. Well, that's my morning. Well, I hope that works out. I'm not an expert in air conditioning repair, automotive air conditioning repair, but I have done it before, and adding that coolant to her system seems to fix it for a couple of months. And like she said, you know, they're about $10 for that coolant. You do it twice a year, and we seem to be in pretty good shape. I should have a pretty cool day today that will include, among other things, seeing the new Captain America Civil War movie, which, according to all the WoodyCraft moderators, is totally lit. So I'd like to see that. And Kyle said it was good. Everyone says it's good, and I'm sure Colin will enjoy it. I can't wait. We're gonna try and catch it around noon. So we go at noon on a work day. We should have the theater nearly to ourselves. Anyway, let's get going. So we're trying to go see Captain America Civil War, and Colin's putting his shoes and socks on. Jackie is late. She was supposed to be here 10 minutes ago. She just left the dentist, presumably to get her teeth sharpened, I'd guess. Self-defense, maybe? I don't know. And we're gonna meet her there. So hopefully we can leave, get there on time, and then she'll get there on time easily because she's already near it. So that's the plan.
Yep.
So we got here in time, sure, for the 12:30 movie or 12:40 movie, just barely, but we did. But we decided to take the 1:10 movie so that we could eat lunch before the movie. And I think we're just gonna go to Wendy's because it's Colin's favorite, and I don't know, it works for me. So yeah, we're just gonna push the movie back by half an hour and it will all be cool. The bigger question, is your air conditioner cold?
No. It's not as cold as this one. This side is still colder.
So it's better but not fixed?
Right.
We'll have to try again. Okay. What'd you think?
It was cool.
It was cool?
Yeah.
What was cool about so I guess you guys all know this. We just saw Captain America Civil War, and what'd you think?
Good.
Tell me more.
It was the Ant-Man,
Uh-huh.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman wasn't even in it.
Oh, sorry.
Rockwell. Captain America Civil War was really, really good. I would say that it's a good movie combined with the best superhero action scenes in cinematic history. No spoilers, but God, like they really crushed it. It wasn't just one scene too. There were a bunch of great action scenes. Colin, he was just like, that was cool. He was like the kid from Incredibles, like, that was totally wicked.
That was totally wicked!
He's a little more reserved now on camera, but he loved it. I loved it. Jackie loved it. It's a must-see. So, yeah, I don't know. Now we're on to the next part of our day. What do you want to do?
I don't know what we're going to do.
I don't know. Let's figure it out.
On.
All right, so I opened this a tiny bit before, but I haven't opened the box. My new mic is here. Now, some of you might wonder, you're doing a good job with the camera, honey.
I'm zooming in.
Normally she'd be on my face right now as I do this. You might wonder why I want a new mic, given that my old mic works kind of well. But what is it with these boxes? It takes like a degree to open these things. But my current mic has a couple issues. It goes through batteries super quickly. It's held together with rubber bands, both by design and by the fact that part of it's broken. And this thing should be way more durable for my like have it on and leave it around style. So I like Shure mics a lot, and this will be on top of the mic going forward. Oh, and there's one more thing. Stay there, honey. This guy, I'm 90% sure what's in it. Because the dead cat muff was a pretty significant improvement on my last mic, I bought it immediately for my new mic. And now I should be able to talk to you guys in the wind. Aha! Because I got that. So, new mic. It's a big day for me. All right, so what happened was, as soon as I put on my new mic, it was totally blown out. And the audio was so bad, I decided to do this voiceover where I talked about my old mic. Trust me, I'll get the new one dialed in. What I'm showing here are these rubber bands, the black ones, not the big obvious to see rubber band going around it. But these black rubber bands hold it in place so that it jiggles. If the mic hits the side of that, or like, you know, the camera handling would transfer to the microphone and it would sound like dull thuds. So it's suspended by those little black rubber bands, but they pop off like I just did there with my thumb. Great voiceover work, Woody. Hey, thanks. So that was an issue constantly. You guys have heard it before, but you've never correctly diagnosed it. You've often said, like, you know, you see this problem or that problem, but the real problem is the black rubber band slipped off the edge, and now the mic was banging into that U-shaped chassis that I'm touching with my finger. So that problem on the new mic should be fixed because it has a more durable construction to it, which is really great. The other thing I'm about to point out here is the rubber band. So you see that rubber band? It holds the battery in, which created a couple of problems actually. One, obviously, it just didn't hold the battery in like it was supposed to. So sometimes I'd turn it on and it wouldn't be turned on because that 9-volt wasn't making the contact that it was supposed to. My new mic, the battery should last 2 or 3 times longer, which is really great. I'm happy about that. And then the last thing with that silly white rubber band is that it made it difficult to change the battery. Like you'd slide it off and on, and then you had to slip the battery underneath it. And it was only tight enough when I slid the battery to the top, so it would naturally ride below that road word and cause trouble there. This is me fussing at my wife. You're missing all of this, but she was very loud, and the dogs were tapping with their feet during the whole time I'm trying to record it. And I was saying, jokingly and politely and whatever, quiet on the set, woman, quiet on the set. See, you're not missing a thing. Even though the audio was bad, you're really living through the whole experience. So anyway, I have a new mic. It addresses the problems, and it addresses another thing, which you can't really see, but you see on the very bottom of that touching the table, it slips into what's called the shoe on the mic, right? My finger's kind of covering it now. And for some reason on that road, it's a rectangle, which means I can't point the mic sideways. But every so often, I want to talk to the side of the camera. And with my new one, instead of being a rectangle, it's a square. There, you can kind of see it. And that means I can put it on top of the camera in all 4 directions, which is nice. Thought I'd wrap up today's video by talking about wealth inequality. I like wealth inequality. It sounds like a jerk thing to say, doesn't it? Like being pro-wealth inequality is being pro-poverty or pro-homelessness or pro, people in need of health care who can't get it. And that is the hard part. My heart bleeds as much as anybody's. But I also have this feeling that wealth inequality is innately fair. Everybody's worked on group projects where someone didn't pull their own weight, right? And then you all get the same grade at the end, and it's not fair. It's not right. And it stinks as a student, but it sucks as an adult. As a student, we're talking about a project you put like 12 hours into over the course of a few weeks, and the stakes are small. When you're an adult, you're talking about your ability to feed your family, to clothe them, to house them, to set your children up for success in terms of their education and where they're coming from. And when inequality means that I can grade people on an individual basis as I should. A lot of people point to the economy. Screw the economy, right? Especially right now. If people are fussing about the economy in recent years, as the stock market's exploded and jobs are rebounding and wages are going back up, then those people are just making excuses for themselves. They're forgiving themselves when they shouldn't be. There's opportunities out there. If you live in any of these first world countries, I'm in America, I know it best. There is so much opportunity. There's so much wealth in this nation, and you just need to do something well enough that you convince other people to give a tiny slice to you. When people talk about wealth inequality, do what it takes to make sure that they're talking about you, right? Do that. That can be starting your own business. That can be majoring in a STEM topic. Well, inequality is things that sometimes you hear women or people advocating on behalf of women talking about. The highest paying major right now is petroleum engineering, and it's 86% guys, right? When it's 86-14 as a gender inequality ratio, you need to realize that kind of thing is the foundational reason why. If you look at these STEM majors, which are really difficult, the reason that people don't take them is they're hard. The reason that people don't take them is they're uncomfortable. You have to work constantly. You get measured on your intelligence, and that's uncomfortable. It's like, I remember when I started as a programmer, it felt like an IQ, like a competitive IQ test on the daily. And you soon learn where you rank. You don't have to be the smartest. You can work harder too. That's a way that things can go. Tiger Woods gets paid more than all the other golfers or back in the day because he was the best at it, right? When people talk about wealth inequality, make them talk about you. And I will acknowledge that some people are born so wealthy that they've never had to work a day in their lives. And I get that, and I'm envious of that too. But that doesn't stop you from succeeding. That doesn't stop you from making your kid that guy we're all envious of. And if you do that, I bet you'll be proud of yourself. It's a cool thing. There is nothing holding you back in this world from getting everything you need. It just takes some hard work and some discipline in your earning and your spending. I took a lot of heat in a recent podcast that I had where I said that this guy Jim, who was mooching off of Wings of Redemption, living in his house for free, shouldn't be broke. He had spent 50 years in the HVAC industry, which is a lucrative industry, right? He spent 50 years making good money fixing air conditioning, heating, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, right? If you're 50 yeing in a good job like that and you're not a millionaire, then you're bad with money. That's your problem. I did this thing, I had to be a millionaire in 22 years, right? Watch those videos, check my channel, search for it, etc. If you have any get up and go, I don't have to link it for you. You'll go search it. How to be a millionaire in 22 years. I use 10%, which is the average rate of return for the S&P 500 as my value there. And a lot of people came back and said, I think that using the average for the S&P 500 is not the right number to use. Your problem isn't your return on investment. Dave Ramsey uses 12% because he says that's what his mutual funds get. Your problem isn't your return, your rate of return on your investment. Your problem is that you didn't make any investments. Your problem is that prior to putting any money aside for yourself and then letting your money earn more money and letting that thing grow and compound and explode, instead of starting that process, you said, I found the flaw in your logic. It's not 10%, it's 9.5. It's not 12%, it's only 10. Don't do that. Save your money. Put your money aside. I have two videos, one about pretty much the miracle of compounding and the other exactly how to do it. I open an account in my web browser in front of you guys, mostly. If you haven't done that, that's why you're not rich. Everyone can get rich slow. It's not hard. We're not talking about a lottery luck thing here. You can set some money aside. And, I put in there, I was like, hey, if you save $1,000 a month, people said, Woody, I can't do that. Yeah, okay. So if for the first 4 years of that, you make it 500, it hardly impacts how long it takes to be a millionaire. It's like another year or two. Wealth inequality is fair because wealth is the economy's way of keeping score, and not everyone gets the same score at the end of this thing. When people look at this thing and say, hey, that guy has so many points, this isn't fair, make them talk about you. Be that guy. Be the one that they're complaining about. And it's simple. Work hard at an effort that earns money and save a lot. Don't have 5 cars, especially in the early parts of your career where, that's a lot of money. Are you driving a new car? Is your car worth half your salary? If so, what's up with that, dude? Why is your car worth half your salary? Get some more wealth. So wealth inequality is inherently fair because it's the world valuing what you're contributing to your GDP. And if you earn more than you spend and let your savings accumulate and compound, then before too long, or in 20 years, everyone's gonna be wishing they had done what you do. Wealth inequality is fair. People just don't like the scorecard at the end of it.